Well, with me now is Jonathan Cheel of the Country Landowners Association. They went to the Home Office today to press for a change in the laws on trespass to prevent similar incidents in the future. What exactly were you asking for?
Well, we were asking really for two things. An urgent review of whether the Public Order Bill, which is currently in Parliament, is strong enough, and a particular loophole which we see should be filled, to be filled. And also that, in our long-term view, the law of trespass should be reformed to introduce possibly a certain, very limited, criminal element of it in certain willful and well-defined circumstances.
At the moment, those notices trespassers will be prosecuted are just about meaningless.
They are indeed, because of course you can't prosecute anyone for trespass. It's merely a tort. It's a civil matter. You've got to sue them for it. But I've been given grounds for considerable hope in all sorts of ways this morning by the government, mainly by the breadth of their review of all the options. They're looking, obviously they're not committing themselves to anything, but they are looking at the existing laws and possible future laws, and they're looking obviously at the Public Order Bill itself and whether the loophole that we see in it as a glaring one will in fact be filled before it leaves the Lords.
Do you need another law to prevent this kind of hippie encampment happening again, not only in Hampshire but in other counties around the country?
This is a moot point. Our view is you definitely do. Some people say the existing laws aren't being enforced. Our view is that the existing law is inadequate to cope with such an unusual and totally modern phenomenon.
But aren't we going to see people who are ordinary ramblers, ordinary campers, harassed by policemen standing on county borders?
No, we're not. Not if our proposals were adopted. I have no idea what the government are going to do, but they are certainly looking at options. Our proposals would never touch anyone who was not trespassing willfully without excuse. Anyone who was there with a genuine cause would, of course, not get touched.
It isn't a case of landowners trying to keep people off their land?
Not in the slightest. We welcome public access to land on a network of footpaths all over the country. We just ask everybody to be responsible in using them.
Mr. Cheel, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
The 4-month dispute